Hello and welcome to the video for Wednesday, October 28th for After Effects. I'll let you guys in from the waiting room. Hello.
Howdy.
How you guys doing today?
All right. How you doing?
Good. You gonna do anything for Halloween, Scooby?
I would like to, but this whole social distancing thing, can't get together with anybody. Probably just gonna watch a bunch of horror movies.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just sort of social distance my way through the whole holiday, but I did come up with a Halloween costume I want to share with you guys. All right, so here we go. You guys have to guess what this is. All right?
All right.
There we go. I gotta take my glasses
I think that costume is Greg LaMau.
off. That's accurate. Okay. All right, what am I?
Censorship?
No?
You literally guessed it. Somebody guessed it already.
Zoom call screen. I don't know.
I'm a Zoom profile.
Oh, there you go.
All day
Clever.
long I look at these black screens of people's Zoom profiles. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
Clever. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, somebody told me to make it complete, I just need to put my name, across the front in white letters. So yeah, this is perfect with a mute on the bottom button. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. Okay, I'll try and get that ready for tomorrow. Show it to my classes then. Okay, well, let me go ahead and put you guys into the attendance and then we will get started. Oh yeah, the mic icon, right? Oh, Lou's got it. Zoom call screen. Yeah, she guessed it. All right.
Hello, everyone.
All right, let me think. Okay, attendance. And then this. Okay. And here we go. Okay, cool. All right, let me go to the website and see what we got for today, After Effects. Okay, so we don't have that presentation. Okay. Let me see if one person is here. Oh, I don't see him yet. Okay. So if a particular student shows up, we may have a presentation today. If not, we won't. But I'm gonna start moving forward, and then if they show up, we'll have a presentation. So what I wanted to start with was to open the share screen and go to the class website. And I wanted to talk about, this project, the abstract or avant-garde video that you guys are working on. And I want to show you some examples of abstract films and also a sort of a definition of it. And we've talked about this a couple different times, but it's good to keep getting reference on it because, abstract could mean almost anything, right? So what does it mean more specifically? So let me start by going to this Wikipedia definition of abstract film. So it says abstract film or absolute film is a subgenre of experimental film and a form of abstract art. Abstract films are non-narrative, contain no acting, and do not attempt to reference reality or concrete subjects. They rely on the unique qualities of motion, rhythm, light, and composition inherent in the technical medium of cinema to create emotional experiences. Many abstract films have been made with animation techniques. The distinction between animation and other techniques can be rather unclear in some films. For instance, when moving objects could either be animated with stop motion techniques, recorded during their action movement, or appear to move due to being filmed against a neutral background with a moving camera. Now, this is one definition of abstract film. I mean, abstract is such a broad word that really you could probably make anything and call it abstract, right? But I'm thinking that the more definitions we give you, the more you guys can zero in on what it is you want to make, or maybe focus what you are making in a certain direction. Now, in addition to this example, and by the way, there's lots more examples on this page. Um, which is it's under the category of non-narrative film, right? Um, but I also wanted to show you some visual examples of abstract. So remember they talked about the fact that it's that sometimes abstract is animated and sometimes it's not. So I have 4 examples for you. We're not going to spend much time on each one, but the first 2 are animated and the second 2 are not. So this first one is from someone named Harry Smith. It's called Early Abstractions, and it is animated. So we don't have to watch very much of that to get what that's all about. Kind of a sounds like sort of a jazz group going nuts, and then visuals that kind of correspond to that. Okay, here's another one. It's called Blinkety Blank. It is in the same genre. I think it was made around the same time in the 60s, and it's also animated. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Anyway, you get the idea there. Somebody's doing animation to music. It's kind of cool, kind of interesting. You can only imagine how much time that took to think everything up and try it out and sync it up. Just mind-boggling how much time that must have taken. Okay, now what you guys may be thinking of doing, because animation takes a long time, is something a little more abstract in the film area, where you film scenes and you sort of create abstract visuals by maybe juxtaposing elements that aren't usually there, or doing scenes in a strange way or something. So we've got a couple of those to look at. This first one's called Abstract Short Film. Might have to see some ads here. Okay, so there was one example of an abstract film. Interesting stuff. Interesting how the same type of scenes changed when they had different color filters on them. And how when you saw kind of the depressed guy in the back, how you could sort of, change the interpretation of what was going on. So we got one last one here.
Does anyone have any idea what that was about? Other
think he
than
was
some
sad.
dude absolutely
None.
has no clue how to care for fish.
I think, yeah, it could have been about being sad about his goldfish dying. I think that was that's
It's
my
about being high with
interpretation.
fish.
He's just he's thrown into a breakdown after his goldfish dies.
Did anybody
I
else
guess.
Did anybody else interpret like all the color in the bathtub at the end is like maybe suicide?
Oh, I don't think of that.
Yeah.
So
Over
what's with the fish though?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well,
I'm not looking forward to this project.
And then there was like the shark that was thrown in.
I like that. That was really funny. That was cool.
The shark was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Well,
Good
of
humor.
course, here's the deal. That particular film was a little confusing, or you might say open to interpretation, but also explored some kind of dark themes, I think. And of course, you don't have to do that. I mean, abstract doesn't mean necessarily dark or moody. It could just as easily be happy, it's whatever you want to explore, Okay, let's check out this last one. Maybe there'll be some interesting things in this one as well. Let's see. I think you guys might like this one. Okay, what do you guys think of that one?
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like it. It was great emotion to it with the light and dark that was ever so expanding.
The music was creepy in a good way.
yeah, I thought it was good, and you know, that's
Yeah, I
all
like
stuff that that can be put together fairly easily. You know, shooting the footage, doing the special effects, putting text in, and animating little graphics and stuff like that. What you guys might consider is exploring like one word or one concept. Like in this one, they explored purity. You could take a word that you have, it could be a word that's kind of a loaded word, like innocence, like who's innocent and who determines, right? Or you could take a word like corruption and just go with that and show images and graphics and all kinds of things that sort of define the word for you, or some even just some facet of a word. Like what about love? That's an incredibly loaded word. You could just take one little bit of that and in a minute or two just show one facet of love. So really the sky's kind of the limit with that.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I had an idea, like with he is at the door, and then they were like saying only the pure can see him
Uh-huh.
or something, and I was like, I think, is it about like humanity's loss of connection with God? I think, I don't know, or
Wow,
something like that. I think that's what I saw.
that's a
Of
cool
themes on
interpretation.
purity.
I thought humbug.
Humbug.
All that was humbug.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough. Like one person
that
sees
little
God
part.
and the other sees dirt. I don't know. It's complete. Yeah, well, that's the thing about abstract is it's open to interpretation, right? Some of the best stuff, it's not concrete, necessarily. It's just impressions of things,
That's
and
cool.
you take away from it what you want. So let's see some of the comments here. So Gabriel Michael says it's almost like a cinematograph film. That's an interesting comment. Yeah, it can mean different things to different people, like a Jackson Pollock painting. Exactly. Fine art is a good example. I mean, of course, there is the whole category of abstract art. And what does that mean to people? Some people think it's junk, and some people think it's amazing. I have to admit that for a long time, like a lot of people, I was like, what the hell? Somebody paints a big red dot on a canvas that's 20 by 20 with a blue background, and they get $100,000 for it and get their name in the paper. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, that's just bogus. But then I was in San Francisco, and I was in this really beautiful, huge museum. I don't remember which one. And they had these the museum was cordoned off into these little rooms. They were kind of like rooms with 3 walls. So you could just walk into them and walk out and walk into another room. But they were big rooms that had like 3 white walls. And or sometimes they were rooms that were like hexagons where they had like 5 or 6 walls, and you just walked in, through one little door space, and then you were surrounded. And I walked into this one room where there were these giant geometric canvases on the wall. And I walked around and I actually felt something. Like it actually created an emotion in me. And I went and I read, the description, and it said, that's what the artist was trying to do. They were using these colors and these designs to evoke an emotion. I was like, oh my God, it worked. So after that, I was like, oh, okay, so this is perfectly valid. But yeah, sometimes you need an experience like that to change your opinion. Let's see now, what else do we have here? Spike says, I have conflicting feelings regarding abstract animation. On one hand, my grandmother is an abstract painter. Oh, that's interesting. So my family has an understanding on some level of abstraction. On the other hand, abstract animation is how most of them were introduced to animation at all. And so they treat all animation like they do abstract animation. Or maybe all art is what I meant to say, like abstract animation. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I was talking about. There's a lot of people that don't connect to abstract art or animation or see the value in it. Let's see, and Gabriel says, there's no way this was created not being under the influence of something. He's talking about, it was about being high with fish. Okay, and then Gabriel also said there was $150,000 banana duct taped to a wall in New York as abstract art until someone ate it. Yeah, I read about that, and that's pretty brilliant because when you think about it, no PR is bad PR. And I don't remember the artist's name. I probably should, but whoever the artist was that duct taped that banana to the wall got millions of dollars worth of free publicity. And then when somebody ate it, got even more. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he paid the guy to go in and eat it, because, he's in the news twice.
I heard that dude was like his friend or something.
Was it his friend? That's interesting. We got to
remember.
look that one up.
I don't know why, but like I heard it was his friend.
Yeah, it could
That
have been.
sounds hilarious.
And the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. His friend or whoever went in and ate the banana, and so he just got a new one and taped it up. It was like, okay, still 150,000, but now it's a different banana. And I see Gabe said, I meant bullshit about the red dot for 100K. That's a good point. I heard it was another artist that was calling his bluff, right? Yeah, so I don't know. We'd have to look that up. It's certainly worth looking up. And of course, if you go back to through the history of art, there was a famous artist named Duchamp, who he was famous for taking a toilet, like a ceramic toilet, and signing his name to it and putting it in an art show. And people were like, half the people, as usual, half the people are horrified, and half the people are like, that's brilliant. He's taking everyday objects and turning them into art. So, so
That one got lost. Like
What-
they
what-
lost that one.
They
They,
lost
yeah, but then he just told the museum, just go get another one and I'll sign my name on that one.
right. So that's funny. That's really funny. And then
Yeah, there was a person who
What?
dropped their glasses in an art room, and like people started taking pictures of it, or they left their glasses or reading glasses, I think.
That's really funny. That's really funny. And then you have Banksy, who'll go in and like tape his art up on the wall of museums, and it's really funny stuff. If you've ever seen any of his stuff, I'm sure you guys have. But so anyway, what that means is, it's open for interpretation. So Kim, you shouldn't fear this project, because you don't have to create anything like what we just saw. You can create whatever you want. And
I don't have any idea. I fear this project.
well, let's address that. So what I would like you guys to do, some of you have already come up with ideas and some of you haven't, but I'd like you to come up with at least one, if not a couple of different ideas, and write them down and stick them in your Google Drive. Like I said, some of you have done this already. And then let's take a look at them on Monday. And then you guys can, you can say, well, I was thinking about doing something about this word, and my idea is where I'd show this and this and have this kind of music. And then you can get feedback from people, or you can say, hey, I was thinking about doing something about this, or maybe this, what do you guys think? And at least it'll get you started on coming up with ideas if you kind of have to do it. You know what I mean? Yes.
I have
exactly.
faith in you, Kim.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone does.
Me
You know,
too.
If you have to, maybe it's the word abstract that's tripping you up. Maybe think about it this way. Think about if I said, hey, go make a movie, go make a short video about anything. What would you make it about? And then you pick something, and then you decide, okay, now instead of showing like, just a normal video about this subject, how can I abstract it? How can I take it from one point of view, or how can I take a certain word that's associated with that and show that emotion in graphics and music and stuff. So, you could start with something concrete and then just abstract it. So Chris is saying, do we need a storyboard for this? I don't think you need a storyboard for this unless you think it's going to be helpful, because, what are you going to draw? I mean, abstraction is abstraction. You might have to search around the internet to find video clips and do weird animation or whatever you think is interesting. It's kind of hard to draw that stuff. But once again, if it's something that, if you're the kind of person that works best with a storyboard and you want to sketch it out, be my guest. The more thought you put into it beforehand, possibly the better it's going to come out. Okay. And Spike says, in other words, don't worry, abstract does not mean good. Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's take this for example. Could you take your iPhone or your Android phone, turn it on, and walk around Tucson for 5 minutes with it pointing straight down, put a soundtrack to that and call it abstract? Absolutely, right? Now, are we going to place much value in that? Probably not. Unless you specifically, went to places where, you showed really interesting things that we don't normally look at, things that are on the ground, things that are almost like archaeological finds, then it becomes something of value, otherwise it's just BS, so, think about what you might want to do. Like I said, write down some ideas. You can sketch things out. You can storyboard if you want, you don't have to. And then on Monday, let's talk about your ideas. Okay, now, the other thing I wanted to do was check, let me see who showed up here. I gotta see if, no, okay. So no presentation today, but you guys did work on cinemagraphs on Monday, and I would like to see any of those that you guys finished and posted. So does anybody have one in their folder that we can look at?
I do.
Okay.
And I do too.
Okay, all right, so let's look. So dar250 image. Okay. Oh, wow.
That is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but you get the meaning, right?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Laura thinks it's cute. Gabe thinks it's cool. And Alex thinks it's nice. Yeah, I mean, that's what's so wonderful about these things is because everything else is frozen, it forces your eye to focus on one thing. And then you can take that one thing, now you got somebody's complete attention and you can focus it on just one thing, just communicate one piece of information to them. So I think that's really nice.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, okay, so Daniel SD carry on. Let's see. All right. Which one is it?
It's the second one on the top.
Second one?
Yeah, that one. My bad. I put it in Spanish instead of English. It's the hummingbird. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like cinemagraphs?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. This one's great.
Yeah, they're nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
Hey, low. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can be really cool. I mean, they can take a while to create, but they have a really can have a nice effect, on the viewer. Very nice, Daniel.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone else have one they want to share with us? I know it's your first time and they may not be like, Picasso level quality, but I'd love to see them if you got them. Okay, Gabe has one. Let's see. Cinemagraph. Cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So all the other water is frozen and only this waterfall is happening. That looks good. I like that. Nice.
Well done.
Yeah, it says I froze the other waterfalls in the background. Yeah, very cool. I think we did the same, says Laura. Can we look at yours, Laura?
Yeah, she said that earlier in chat.
Oh, she did? Let me see if I can find it, Laura. Cool. Yeah, so it looks like she did multiple waterfalls. Everybody else is frozen and the waterfalls are gone. Nice. Gabe says, since I don't know Photoshop, I went up doing it in Premiere. It can be done in AE also, apparently. Yeah, that's the same waterfall. I just zoomed in. Nice. Yeah, it makes sense that I've never done it in AE, but it makes sense that it could be because you can do masks and stuff like that. But you know, Photoshop is what I like about Photoshop is you're just doing that one thing in Photoshop. You don't have any other distractions. You're just doing that. Whereas in After Effects, man, you can do anything. So it's kind of hard to get anything done, or one particular thing. Okay, was there anybody else who has one that I missed in chat or that wants to share theirs? Okay, let's see. I forgot to render and upload it, but it'll be there in a minute. Okay, all right, Kaleo, we'll see that in a second. Okay, so while we're waiting for Kaleo's, let's go to, let's see. Let's look at some more cool ones. Cinemagraph, gallery. Let's see. Cinemagraphs, home gallery cinemagraphs. Let's see. I think we may have seen this one. Yeah, we saw those. So how about, let's try this one. I have one, but lost save location to drag and drop it. Oh, that's a drag. Okay. Wow, I don't see anything moving in that one. How are these cinemagraphs? Are they loading? Let's see. It says Fixel, but I don't see anything. Okay. So we'll try this next one here. Are any of these going to move? This is a bummer. I would like actual moving cinemagraphs. Come on, guys. Free cinemagraphs. Let's see. Cinemagraphs gallery. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right, there we go. There's a cool frog. Here's a little piece of fountain. All right, let's check these out. We got a cool bird. You know, and I can think of some uses for these that might be kind of cool. Like let's say you made a website for yourself because you were trying to get a job or something. And you know how most people, they might put like a photo of themselves on the About Me page or something. You could do a cinemagraph. So it could be you, you know, standing out in nature, whatever, a little bit of your hair could be blowing or whatever. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of looks cool. It just livens things up a bit. All right, there's the frog. Oh, frog is so cool. Yeah, very awesome. Okay, let's see. They are abstract cinemagraphs that don't move. Mine just isn't very good. I picked a video that had too much movement. Okay, I understand, Rachel. So, Kaleo, how are you doing? Is yours getting there? Let's see. Let's see if we can look at some more. 4D gives capture the beauty of cinematograph GIFs. Oh, this is cool. Isn't that? Oh yeah, that's from
Professional.
The Professional, one of the best movies ever, right?
Awesome.
I love that movie, man. If you guys have not seen The Professional, that's your homework. Go see it. Oh, cool. A lot of these are from films. Is that 2001 or A Space Odyssey?
I think so.
I think I'm gonna have to say maybe yes. And this one, Casino Royale with James Bond. There's the guy flipping his chips. What a beautiful cinematograph. Ooh, moving lava. Yeah, now these are very artistic. I like, because it's all about the choices you make, you know, the photos that you use and the choices you make. It looks like toy cars. Let's see what's happening with this cat. Oh, just the ears? Oh, wow. These are gorgeous. Oh, look at this. It's from the movie 1941. You just got a guy chopping wood in the middle. That's so cool.
Wait, I think that was Inglorious Bastards, the opening scene.
It looks like Inglorious Bastards. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't even right about the movie. I think the movie is called something like 1917, not 1941. Yeah, you're right. That looks like the beginning. What a great scene that is. That first scene of Inglorious Bastards is killer. And here's a hummingbird again. Sorry, we just have to look at these because they're so gorgeous. Hopefully they'll inspire you guys. That's awesome. Now there we got a waterfall. That's a good choice. Cute little doggy. Wow. That's so cool, so beautiful. I always like the moving water ones. Those are awesome. This is awesome. Look at that. Is that Robert Downey? I think that's Robert Downey. Just the one guy applauding in the audience there.
Is that from The Soloist?
It might be. I saw that film, but it's been a while. This actually looks like the Academy Awards or something. Because see, you got Jack Nicholson and all these famous people. There's Nicole.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's like Academy Awards footage, but I love this picture. Okay, Kaleo said his finished uploading. It's a bit rough though. Okay, we're gonna see one more page, then we'll look at Kaleo's. And don't, like I said, Kaleo and everybody, don't feel bad if your first one's rough. I mean, you saw mine; it was extremely rough. It's all about finding the right source material and spending some time with it, and of course, getting a little better at the process. Oh man, I love this one with a kid's leg. So good. Okay, there we go. There's the pouring bottle one, a classic. The blowing hair one is also a classic. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, so Cleo, we'll check out yours. Now I got to figure out how to get there. Drive. All right, Kaleo. Where are you, Kaleo? Kaleo.
I got one too. It's in my lessons folder.
Okay. Cinematograph. Nice. I like that. That's very cool. Now, Monk 3, I'm sorry, but because you don't have your real name there, I don't know which folder to look in.
It's Rodney. Rodney.
Oh, it's Rodney. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the lessons folder. It's called Ostrich. I shouldn't have picked the ostrich because it came out a little bit funny, but I mean, it's still there to see.
Lessons folder?
Yes. I was thinking like adding an awkward laugh to it, like something like that.
That's cool. Oh my God, that's funny. This would be perfect for one of those deep fakes. You know, you could have like take a speech that somebody's giving and, you know, like use that AI to sync up the ostrich mouth so that it starts talking when somebody else is saying their speech.
I was thinking like Family Guys. I think Stewie's girlfriend's awkward laugh or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like it. A great idea. All right, looks good, Rodney. Okay. So let me go back here. All right. Okay. I think what I'm going to do today, I think that we'll skip doing these tutorials today, and we can do those on Monday. I think what I would rather do is have you take some time right now to come up with some solid ideas for your next project, the abstract project. If you haven't already, go ahead and write down some ideas, put them in your Google Drive so we can talk about them on Monday. If you've already done something like that, then go ahead and spend this time working on your project. You know, start cobbling some footage together, either stuff that you shoot or stuff that you get from, you know, a site like videasy.com, which has free and paid videos, or even pexels.com, which has videos as well. You know, maybe, and who knows, if you're lost, maybe just searching for things can inspire you. Maybe you can search for music and you'll be like, oh, that would be great music to use for something. Or maybe you can search for video clips and you'll find something that'll start the whole ball rolling. So why don't you take some time right now, work on that. I'm gonna turn off my video, but I'll still be here. If you have a question, you can jump in, and then I'll check back with you guys at the end of the period. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay.